Hey guys! So I know it's been a little while since I made a video, so I am going to try to catch us up here on my pregnancy thus far. So this is going to be a video going through the weeks of the first trimester. So as of tomorrow, I'll be 12 weeks. So I am going to catch us up to today. We are going to start with, I left off with 4 weeks. So at 5 weeks, I started having the nausea, the frequent urination, the tender sore boobs. I felt super bloated, and that bloated lasted for, I think, up until about 8 weeks. I was like super bloated. I looked like I was 6 months pregnant, but I wasn't, obviously. But, you know, people at work would notice that, like, I looked pregnant already, and I'm like, it's not the real thing. It's just that I'm bloated, and that's how I get. I just get super bloated in the beginning of my pregnancy. I feel like this time it was much worse, though. I don't remember it being this bad with the last two. So everything went smoothly as far as the pregnancy goes. I went to my first doctor's appointment at 6 weeks 1 day. We were able to see the baby on an ultrasound. I will add the short clip of the ultrasound in here. The ultrasound had, you know, the baby measured exactly 6 weeks and 1 day. The baby had a heartbeat. We couldn't measure the heartbeat rate because it was just so tiny, but we did get it on camera, and you can see it. So I will make sure that I insert that video. Everything still went smoothly up until about 9 weeks. I had the regular symptoms, the bloating, I started getting round ligament pain pretty early on. I want to say it was about 7 weeks. Started getting the intense sharp pains in my lower part of my belly. That seemed a little early this time around, comparatively speaking to the last two. But I knew exactly what it was when it did happen. 9 weeks, I had a bit of a scare. I woke up on the day that I turned 9 weeks, and I went to the bathroom at 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. It was a weekend. It was a Sunday. And I wiped, and I had some brown spotting. I immediately freaked out, and I had no cramping, no other symptoms or anything, but I was freaked out, to say the least. I woke my husband up. I was in tears. I said, you know, I was worried that this was going to be it, that, you know, this one wasn't going to stick. I was really sad about it. I called my doctor, and she said, well, it could be one of several different things. We can't get you in today because it's a weekend, but I would suggest just going to the hospital and getting it checked out to make sure that everything is okay. I tried to do the urgent care, and urgent care was not open. Well, they were open, but they don't have ultrasound available at their clinic. So I didn't have really any other option other than going to the emergency room if I wanted to make sure everything was all right, which I did. I'm one of those people that just worries until I get an answer and things are okay. So I went in by myself. My husband stayed home with the children, and I sat in the hospital for 5 or 6 hours. We went and saw baby. I went in there, and baby was measuring 1 day ahead at that point. So it was I was 9 weeks, and it was measuring 9 weeks 1 day. Baby's heartbeat was strong. It was about 176 and was moving around and was okay. So they did find a small, they said less than 10% subchorionic hematoma. If you're not familiar with that term, it means that there is a bit of a blood, it's not a clot, but just like a bit of blood that's kind of pooling behind the placenta. And the only way for it to like get out of there is either to come out or to reabsorb into your body. So that's the blood that I was seeing. It was mostly brown, and sometimes it had a tinge of like pink in it. It wasn't very much. It wasn't like even really enough to like put any sort of pad on or anything. It was mostly just when I wiped. It cleared up in 2 days, so by Monday night it was pretty much gone and was fine. So that was a little bit scary for me. I did not enjoy that whole experience. I have not had that experience in either of my other pregnancies, so it was a whole new thing for me, and I don't want to do that again. So at 9 weeks, 1 day, I got to hear baby's heartbeat on the Doppler. My home Doppler, I was able to find it, and it was strong, and I was good. So from that point on, I probably listened to the baby's heartbeat every couple of days just to listen to it and check on baby, since I can't feel the baby moving or kicking or anything yet. I had another doctor's appointment shortly after that to just make sure that the bleeding had stopped and everything looked okay. My doctor has a little portable ultrasound machine that she can bring into the room and just do like a really low quality ultrasound, but enough that you can see the baby's heartbeat and see it wiggling a little bit, but the like definition is not great. But she brought it into the room. We were able to see the baby again. Reassurance as far as for me goes. I mean, I love the reassurance. We had another doctor's appointment just a few days ago at 10 weeks and 5 days. So we went in for that one. Everything looked okay. You know, we went and looked at the baby on the screen again, and the little like side bed one, baby was fine. Still hearing baby's heartbeat on Doppler, so that's always a good reassurance. And then I had one more appointment this past week at 11 and a half weeks, and it was to see a specialist. I am high risk. I was high risk before this like bleed thing ever happened, and I had to go in to make a plan with my doctor to make, well, the specialist. She comes from 2.5 hours away. She comes to our town to do specialist appointments for people who need it here, but she's located in another city. So I won't see her that often, but I kind of wanted like her input on things since we saw her before I even got pregnant. So specialist appointment went well. However, she really hurt my feelings to a point. Just things that she said were kind of irrelevant for what was going on. I am not a skinny person. I am not a fit person. I am an overweight person, and I know that, and I have been that way for quite a while. But she really ground that into me, and it was really hard. I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. She told me right off the bat that if I ever decided that I wanted to get pregnant again, that I should make sure that my BMI is in a good range, and that I had checked my A1C level and made sure that it was at a not diabetic range, which I have never been diabetic. I have been pre-diabetic. I have never been diabetic. I get my A1C checked quite frequently to make sure that it's good. And she basically just told me, like, in many different ways that, you know, your baby could have XYZ because you're overweight and because your BMI is higher. And it's been documented that women that are overweight and have a higher BMI or a higher A1C have a greater chance of having babies with developmental disabilities. And I felt as though I was just on the chopping block. I also was told that I can't have my 20-week ultrasound until 22 weeks because of my weight, which was also another blow to myself. And yeah, I should have been more diligent in getting my weight down before I got pregnant, but it didn't happen. And I'm proud to be who I am, and the weight, whether I'm a little overweight or a lot overweight or whatever, it's me, you know, and I take care of my baby as best as I can when it's in there and when it's out. And, you know, like, I don't know, that was just a really hard situation. So, because it was just, again, like, just grinding it into me that, you know, I'm overweight, which I know I am. But I'm here, I'm pregnant, I can't lose weight right now, so I just kind of have to go with the flow. So, the symptoms that I'm experiencing, I'm finally getting over morning sickness. I had all day sickness from morning till I went to bed. I would be sick to my stomach. Never threw up, but I just would be really sick to my stomach. I found that a little bit of Coke, just regular Coke, with all the caffeine and sugar in it, would help. So I'd have just a little bit, like maybe 6 ounces, just to settle my stomach, and it worked wonderfully. I tried several other things, but they didn't seem to really work that well. So I really wanted to try to find something that worked. And somebody told me that just a little bit of Coke, just regular full sugar Coke, not Coke Zero, not any of that, helped her. So I went and got the little 12-ounce bottles and just had a few sips here and there, and it did help. So as far as the caffeine level intake goes, you know, I try not to have any caffeine during pregnancy, but, you know, it was a give and take situation. They do say that you can have up to 200 milligrams of caffeine a day, which, if you looked at that in the big picture, that's like 4 regular 20-ounce Coca-Colas. That's a lot. I would not drink that much in a day. So, you know, I'm just playing it safe. My boobs still hurt a little bit, but they have grown. I had to go and get a new bra to upsize because they are getting large and unruly. My baby bump is growing a little bit. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting pretty big faster this time. I don't know if it's because it's the 3rd pregnancy or what, but my husband even said, I feel like you're just, you know, like getting your baby bump a lot quicker, which is okay with me. I went and bought a whole bunch of maternity clothes for $75 for, I think, like 50 pieces. It was a lot. And some of them fit better than others, so I think I'll sell the ones that don't fit very well. But I did get a lot, and I found some work pants today and a few new shirts. So I think I'm set as far as maternity clothes go. I might buy a few new pieces, but I try to do like secondhand stuff because it's just cheaper, and I don't like to spend, you know, a ton of money on clothes that I'm not gonna use for that long. yeah, so baby's doing well, growing. I can't wait for this baby to start kicking so that I can have that a next phase of reassurance. Yep, I think that's all that I have to say. I just wanted to make sure that I caught you guys up and we're in the loop, and I know it's been a while and I wanted to do these on a more regular basis. I've just been super busy. It's the end of it's the beginning of the school year for the kids. It's the end of soccer for my son. My daughter just started dance class. I have to go back to school. I'm in school online right now, and I have a class that starts Monday. So it's just been a really busy time. But I just wanted to get this together, document it, make sure I get it out so that you guys are in the loop with this pregnancy. I will try to add as many pictures and videos as I can within this video so that you guys have a, basis of what's going on and what has been going on. And that's it. I'll talk to you guys later, and we'll see you I'm hoping to do these every 2 weeks. Maybe every week. We'll see if I can get it together, but I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.